Shall we get started already? So some of you, I can understand that you didn't get to do the questions, okay? But please try at least watch the video and attempt the MCQ and the SAQ questions online, okay? Is that okay? All right, so now I'm going to go through the paper that we have done while waiting for some of you still strolling in. Now, quick check, everyone stationary with you, calculator, and your water bottle and everything with you. Okay, anyone needs to go to the toilet first before I start? Otherwise, I am going to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, okay. No chance. Okay, I'm gonna start. If at any time you need to go, you can excuse yourself, okay? Just leave me a message. All right. So we're gonna look at the first question very quickly. This is an algebra question. So what you need to do will be, because they gave you that b equals to 5, all you need to do is whenever you see a b, you just replace it with the number 5. So you will get 45 over 5 times 9 minus 5. So the rule is you do what's in the brackets first, right? But you can also simplify 45 over 5 to give you 9 times, the bracket will give you a 4 to give you 36. Okay? Now, so for those of you who have printed out and did it, can I get answers for number 2? Do you recall your answers? Let's see. Can you recall your answers? 10, 9, 8. So Brian got it. Nabil got it. Anybody else? The rest of you need help, is it? Kevin, try again. I think you made a calculation error. Okay, so from the answers, for some of you, you managed to get it, some of you didn't. Okay, take note. You hold your fingers like that. Your hand with your 5 fingers. Do this. Everyone do this. How many fingers do you have? How many fingers? 5.
5.
How many gaps do you have? How many gaps do you have between your fingers? How many gaps?
4.
How many gaps? 4. So, which means that, Tong Yi got 160 gaps in your fingers. Oh my goodness. 5 fingers, 4 gaps. So, if you can see from here, the number of gaps is always 1 less than the number of fingers, right? So, same thing. If you have 18 stars and you arrange them in a row, first to the last star, or rather to the 18th star. So let's say this is 18 star. That means between the first and the 18th star, how many gaps do you have? The number of gaps must be 1 less than the number of stars, right? So if I have first, second, and third star, so you have 3 stars. Sorry, 3 stars. 3 stars, you have 2 gaps. So this is your gap, and this is the gap. So the question says the distance between the first 3 stars is 80. That means the distance here is 80 cm. So what does that mean? That means 2 gaps, you have 80 cm. So what is 1 gap equals to? 80 divided by 2 to give me 40. Now, so the question says, what was the distance between the 7? That means now what you want is from the 7 star to the 18 star. First, you need to find out from the 7 to the 18, how many stars do you have? Okay. If I take from the 1st to 5th, very quickly, we know that there are how many stars? There are 5 stars. So if I take 5 minus 1, I only have 4, right? Okay, so if I were to do this, if I take 5 minus 1 equals to 4, this will give me the number of gaps between the first to the fifth star. So same thing, if I were to take 18 minus 7, I will get 11. But this didn't give me the number of stars, you know, between 7 to 18 star. It actually gave me the number of gaps. Okay, it actually gives me the number of gaps. So between the 7 to the 18 star, there are 18 gaps. So that means the distance will be, sorry, between the 18 to the, between the 7 to the 18 star, there are 11 gaps. So with that, to find the distance would be 11 times 40 to give me 440 cm. Now, in the exams, if you find it very tough to calculate how many stars there are between the first, you take a smaller number first. Because it's easy to count what? First to the fifth star means first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 5 stars. But if I take 5 minus 1, I'll get 4. What does the 4 represent? The 4 represents the 4 gaps. Just see from your fingers, you know that there are 4 gaps, 5 fingers. So same thing. 5 stars, 4 gaps. All right, so that's how you get your answer. Okay. Number 3. Anyone with answers? Let me see. Anyone has answers to share with me? Yes, Kevin, Hannah, Pranita, Pranati, yes, Brian, yes, Crystal, yes. So what else? Who else?
3.
Since most of you got it. 40.
43.
Brian, yes, yes, Crystal, yes. Okay. So most of you got it. So now, take note. When the question tells you this, Dave is 9 years old, what does this mean? Is it Dave is 9 years old now, last year, or tomorrow, or next year?
Now.
So this, they didn't say anything that means you're referring to now. Dave is, yes, Kaisa answers correct. Okay, so Dave is 9 years old, present tense. Okay, so his father will be 3 times as old as him in 8 years' time. So that means if now Dave is 9, so if I plus 8, that means in 8 years' time, his father will be 3 times as old as him. The father will be this. But how old will Dave be? That means now Dave is 9. In the future, in 8 years' time, that means this 1 unit will be equal to 9 plus 8 to give me 17. So that means how old is the father? Father is how old?
7.
The father is here, right? 3 units.
51.
But they asked for the father now. So that means from this 51, I have to minus
8.
So that's 51 minus 8 to give me
43.
3 years old. Okay, so that's how it's done. Now, this is also another type of what we call the difference unchanged or constant difference question, whereby the age, regardless of in the past or in the future, the difference in age between 2 people will always be the same. Circles. Anyone got tricked by this question? I want to see. Hannah got it. Yes, Hannah. Kevin, yes. Pranati, yes. Chanyan, yes. Brian, yes. Marine got tricked. Marine got tricked. Tong-yi got tricked. Prita, yes. Crystal, yes. Brian, yes. So Marine and Tong-yi got tricked. What happened? Okay, let's see. Okay, so the trick is Benjamin, 2 friends, 3 cousins. Total, how many people are going to the zoo?
6.
6 people, because Benjamin is 1 person. 2 friends, 3. So that's 1, 2, and 3 to give me 6 people, right? Okay, so he has a budget of $1,000 to spend for the circus. He wants to buy VIP seats for his friends. How many friends does he have? VIP seats for his friend. So he has 2 friends. He would spend times 2. He would spend a total of $400. So what's left? He's left with
$600.
$600. So what is the best type of seats he can get for himself and his cousin? How many cousins does he have? 3. Total, you want to get 4 tickets with the remaining money, right? So the remaining money is $600. So with the remaining, Tongi, no, you got tricked too. Okay, so like this. So that means I have $600. I want to spend on 4 tickets. So I can spend an average of $150 per ticket. But if I look at my options, which is closest to 150 that I can afford per ticket?
All seats.
Yes, Tong-yi, that's right. You cannot estimate by 1,000 divided by 6 because they clearly tell you that VIP seats are for his friends. See, he loves his friends so much that he gave them VIP seats, whereas he only sit at the normal seat. Such a good friend, huh? Okay, so some of you got tricked. Yeah, more than his cousins. Well, do you love your cousins so much too? Or your friends more? Something to think about. Okay, so don't get tricked, huh? They tell you VIP seats. So you remove the number of friends paid that he has to pay for the VIP seats. So then the remaining money, which is the $600, he buys tickets for himself and his 3 cousins. So the 4 of them are sitting on the normal seats, not the VIP seats. Okay? All right. Question 5. Okay, question 5, you have to be very careful. Now, whenever you do graph question, what's the first thing that you need to do? Number 1 rule. What's the number 1 rule? Write down. Write down the values. Okay, so if you look at the graph, can someone tell me in January, how many books were read by the students? How many books did the students read in January?
250.
January 250. Yes, yeah, Crystal answers right. Kevin, yes. Tong-yi, oh, try again, Tong-yi. What happened? Careless again. Be careful with your calculation, Tong-yi. Hannah, that's right. Crystal, correct. Hannah, no. Try again. Nabil, both correct. Marine, A correct. Brian, A correct. Yes, okay. So if you look at the question, you got 300. But yes, Hannah correct. I think the person got to Prita. You have to try again. Okay, so we make sure that we write down the value. So I'm gonna expand this. Okay, and or rather enlarge this. Write down the values. So February, how many books? 300, yes. March, how many books?
450.
Very good. And April, how many books?
300.
And May?
200.
Okay, now, because we want to find the average. So to find the average is, I know the total number of months is how many?
5.
5 months. So to get the average would be to find the total, which is 250 plus 300 plus 450 plus 300 and 200. Now this should give me 1,500 divided by 5 to give me